Workers have been hired, grid lines have been made, and currency has been acquired. Sort of. In this devlog.
Hey, my name is Garrett, and welcome to episode 35 of Attila's Trek. I am making a game called Space Prevention Force, a tycoon and management game where you try to save as many lives as you can. Stick around to see everything done this week, and now let's have some fun. This week I added a basic time system. So you can see over time the amount of days and the amount of months that have passed increases as a way to seeing the progress you have made over a given period of time. I'm still thinking about what kind of structure I want to use for this, if I want to add years or I want to just leave it as months and days, but that's kind of not really that important at this point. I can easily change it in the future. Right now, the system is perfectly fine. I also added a basic currency system because what tycoon and management game doesn't have some sort of currency? I initially made it so that the workers make money, which in most tycoon games you kind of see that. They do a certain task and they make money. But because this game is about the workers saving as many lives, that doesn't exactly make too much sense. So I think the system I'm gonna do is that every month or whatever period of time, you will get donations. And those donations will be based off of how many lives you have saved. So the more lives you save, the more money you will get. And I think this is a good way to do the system. I think it's a little different. And I also think it's a little bit more strategic in how you're gonna spend your money any given time. I also added the grid system I was talking about.
The grid is lame.
Okay, it's not the best implementation yet, but hear me out. So what I really didn't consider when I was making the grid was the different room sizes, because imagine if you had a 1-block room, a 2-block room, and a 3-block room. Are you gonna make the grid based on the room size, or are you gonna make it a grid for every block? And so at least the system I have right now, it's based on a certain size and it doesn't exactly line up unless I scale it weird. And I don't think it looks that great now, although it is still there and it's a bit helpful. It's not how I imagined it. So I'm gonna need to go back and revisit. I don't know if I'm gonna revisit it next week, but it's something I definitely gotta look into and how I want to have the building system and the room sizes. But I have plenty of time to look into that. That's not a priority right now. I also made a worker, and yes, that sprite is also placeholder. I just wanted to show this idea that it is a management game and you hire workers to do certain tasks to help you progress. And it's only one type and they don't really get placed correctly. They don't actually snap and they don't actually go to a certain room. It's just kind of a person in space, and they're not wearing a space helmet, so unless you place them outside the room, they'll die, but I don't even have that in the game yet, and I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if they're gonna get hurt. Sorry about that. But the workers are basically just showing that, yes, you do hire workers and they do help you progress. And finally, I updated the commanders. I got a lot of comments last week telling me your votes, and I really appreciate all of them. And the general consensus, most people said 1 and 4, which I totally agree with.
The people love me.
So I basically took those two commander designs and I touched them up a bit, changed them up a little bit, and I think they look great.
Hey Garrett, how's the training been?
It has been great. I am still working more on my 540 kick and getting that a lot better after realizing I really need to drive the opposite leg of the kicking leg out more. And I'm gonna start to try to put that into some combos because I think that's a really cool kick. So for the next steps, one of the things I want to do is really start refining this currency system. I'm pretty sure I want to do it where your company will get donations every so often. So I'm thinking right now every month, so that it kind of encourages you to spend your money strategically and also encourages you to spend or to save more lives. That kind of makes more sense in terms of the story aspect of it. And I think it's just going to be a little bit different and kind of set itself apart in a way. I also want to start working on the system for actually tracking each individual room. Right now you place the room and it's its own separate object. It spawns a prefab, but with the workers are not assigned, and although I just started with the worker system, there's really not much communication between the two, and I want to start getting it so each room has designated workers and they have a specific job. And I want to get that system started because that's really one of the core features of the game. So my question for this week for you guys is that I have the basic look or rather most of the look of the Commander's set, but I kind of want to get your opinion on the style. Sam Hogan made a great suggestion last week saying that I should make the robot look a little bit more metallic by highlighting it a lighter color, and I think that's a great idea. And so I started experimenting with shading, and I want to know which of these designs you think looks the best. If I should go for this basic idea and basic color palette, or if I should go a little bit more advanced and add in this shading. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you, I really do. And so this game is based off of the idea of saving lives, and I want to take that over to real life as well. For any of you watching, if for whatever reason you need help or you just want someone to talk to, or if you're just not feeling that great, please come talk to me. I have a Discord, or I have Discord, and I have my Instagram or email. Please contact me if you need any help or just want to talk or anything. I don't want to see anything happen to you guys, especially because you're supporting me. I want to support you as well. So if you need anything, if you just want to talk, anything at all, please feel free to contact me. I won't tell anyone. It will just be you and me. So on that note, I love all of you, and I will see you in the next devlog.